can you hear me now? Alright, you're welcome. If you want, let's give a thumbs up. Everyone around, just give a thumbs up, please. So give a thumbs up, give a thumbs up. We are live now. We are live. Alright, alright, guys, we are live. Alright, we are live now. We are live now. So who is on the line? Who is on the line? Let's give a thumbs up. The thumbs up, the thumbs up. Let's give the thumbs up. Alright. So today is day 2. Alright, everyone is here. Let's indicate our presence. Let's indicate our presence, please. If you are around, indicate your presence. Okay. So who is around? Who is around? Who is around? You can see many of us are offline. Many of us are offline. Who is online? Are we there? Are we there? Who is offline? Who is online? Who is online? Okay. Alright, so we're going to start ahead. So I said that today, at day 2, we are happy for day 1, and we've had feedback from our Discord channel. So just like we said, the program will be 100% on the Discord channel. So everything we are doing will be here. So today is for software developers. So if you're a software developer, you should get your system ready. Just like we said, get your tea or coffee cup, and let's do it together. Alright, still waiting for some people to come up online. People send message that they are on transit, or you can join with your phone. You can join with your phone as you go home to use your system. Alright. Okay. Please, if you are around, let's give a thumbs up on the Discord channel, the national group. Yeah, a thumbs up, a thumbs up. Alright. Can you guys hear me? If you can hear me very well, put it up. Yeah, use an emoji. Use anything you want to use to show that you're having me. Alright. Okay, so I can see some people on the YouTube live. We have said it that the program is strictly communication is Discord. The YouTube live is just for the live videos. So we will not be taking any comments from there, or we'll just take conversation comments, but not question or feedbacks from there. So please, everything we are doing it from Discord. That's where you can see it. So this is the introduction. So if you come to Discord, you come here and introduce yourself. In introduction, you introduce yourself with your name, your country, flag. So we have the announcements. This is where you see the announcements on daily basis, hourly basis. We have the project, and we have done this in the last time, but just for the sake of people that are joining today. So we have the projects, we have the back end. So these are channels based on the programs that people have joined. So we talked about this. This is where our webbook events will be. So we are not working on here. Anything you do, we'll be showing here. So for peer-to-peer conversation, we have said it. So please just take reference to the first video that we did. The first video that we did, please let's take reference to that. We don't have the time to be walking around it. All right. So today we are starting. I gave us some tools to get. I don't know if some of us got it. So we are told to download various tools for software developers. We are told to download Visual Studio Code, Node.js, and Git. We are told to also create a GitHub account. That was for general. All of us will create a GitHub account and send it to the form that was given to us. But few people did that. So you should send it to this form. You click on the form. You are going to see where you are going to fill your email and your GitHub account. We are told to do that. So please let's do that. If you have not done that, click on this form email, your email and GitHub account. That's what we are filling there. All right. So very, very important. So today, just like the last class, we are using this called Slido also for our interaction. So for your questions, you can go to Slido. At the time, we'll put up some questions for polls. But for now, you can ask any question on the Slido and we're going to pick it up. So when you go to your Slido, you should see question and answer and you should see polls. So you should toggle between the two. For questions, you can use it. Please let's ask specific questions. Let's ask good questions, please. Let's not ask questions that are meant to be asked Google. Let's just asking what is today's date. Those are Google questions. You can just ask Google this type of questions. All right. So we are told the tools to get. All right. So we'll start from those tools. We'll start from this one. We are live. We are live. We are live. Join announcement group. Check announcement group. Check announcement group. Let's always read. Let's always read. Very, very important to read. Let's not be asking questions that we are not supposed to be asking. Announcement group is here. Yeah, okay. Some people are complaining about the voice. So can you hear better now? Is it better? Is it better? Is it better? Let me include my mic is at the end. My mic is at the end. My mic is at the end. So I guess you can hear me better now. Can you give me feedback? Give me feedback. Can you hear me better now? All right. Okay. So when you go there, you see okay, the link for the Slido. Let me share it. So let me share it in the Discord channel. So the link is there. The link is there. So Go and click on it and view it. Go and click on the Discord channel and view it. Let's do that first. Let's do that first. Let's do that first. We are waiting. We are waiting. So should I put it in the group? Let me put it in the group. The Discord channel, the Slido, sorry. So if you are here, you should be there. You should be there. All right. Can you give me feedback? Give me feedback from your end. Yeah. Give me feedback from your end. Let's give us feedback. So we told we talked about the tools that we're supposed to download. Okay. Yeah, somebody's asking whether we are live. We are live. We are live already. We are live. We are live. Yeah, join. So I'm using VPN, so I'm having an issue with that VPN. It's trying to. So the VPN is trying to mess up. Are we connected now? Are we connected? All right. All right. So we'll start ahead. We might not wait for people that are asking questions. So please, we have said it that our Discord channel is here. We do everything. We don't attend to questions on the on in YouTube live. So we're waiting. So should I put it in the group? Let me put it in the group. All right. So please, let's try to use the appropriate channel. VPN is messing. It's messing up. Okay. So I think we are back. We're back. We're back. The VPN is really messing up. All right. So we said front-end development focuses on creating visual and interactive aspects of websites. So whenever you see a website, looking at it, what you're looking at is the front end aspect of a website. You don't see the back end. That's why they call it back. Just like your back, you don't see your back. You only see your front. So the front end part of the website is or an application or a software is what you see. So you don't see the back. So we said it focuses more on those people that are in front end development. They focus more on visuals. What we call visuals. We call it UI, the user interface, the user experience, what the user will see when you go to a website. How is it okay? Is it okay? Is it smooth for you to navigate? Those are what we call the jobs of the front end developers. Okay, so they create interactive websites. So they create the front aspect of a website. What you see when you go to a website. So this is the front of this website now. So these are the things you can see. When you go to other websites, you see something there. All right. So a website is one or more web pages and related content certified by a common domain name. So just like you have a book with pages, you have a book. The website is like a book with pages. So the website is the book. The pages are called web pages. Pages are called web pages. So um, have an image of a book. Okay, I'm looking for that. Alright, so a website is like a book containing many pages. So each page is called a web page. a web page, a web page. So when you have two or more, they are now web pages. So when you have those web pages, they form your website. So a website should have at least one web page, and a web page contains uh, it has contents. It has contents. Resources are always found in a web page. So you can find text, like you can find here. You can see these are text. You can find pictures. You can see these are pictures. You can see these are pictures. These are images. So you can find audio, video, and the rest have you server. All right. So just like I said, the domain is the address, the name that users type into their browser's URL. So when you go to a browser like this, the name you type here for your website, not you are not searching. You know, there is a difference between searching and you want to go to a URL of a website. So I can just say what is time now. So I can say that what is time now. So I can say that what is time now. You understand? This is time now. All right. So this is a search. When you look here, you will see it's search query to tell you what you are doing here. But we're not talking about a search. We're talking about looking for a website. So I can say Google. I can say Google.com. So this is a website. So this is the domain of Google.com. So this is the address that we can use to locate it. Google.com. So that is the domain. So a domain is an address or a name that users type into the address you access a website. Very, very important. So guys, let's confirm whether we are still online. Let's confirm. Let's confirm. From your end, confirm. From your end, confirm. Use the Slido. Use the Slido to ask questions. Let's ask questions from the Slido. I'm yet to see any questions from the Slido. Let's ask questions. Let's ask questions. Is there a question here? You can post it on the Discord channel, anyone. Let's confirm. Let's confirm. If you're on the YouTube live, confirm from YouTube live. Confirm from YouTube live that we can still see. We can still hear. Can you see? Can you hear? Can we? Can we see and hear? If you can see, can we identify? 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 Yeah, we are still waiting for us to identify. Okay, this VPN is very, very slow. What of now? What of now? What of now? Can we hear? Can we hear now? Can we hear now? Let's confirm. Is it better now? Is it better now? Is it better? Better? Can we hear me now? Better now? Is it better? Okay. Okay, that's good. So someone can confirm that it's better now. All right, that's great. All right. Just like we said the domain is the address of a website. Just like a physical address, the address of a house, and that address is located in a web server. So a server is where the domain is built. The domain is just the address. So when we go to the address, who owns the address? Is the web server that is giving the address, right? So we can see an example of a domain, www.google.com. We use it today. I don't know what's happening to that. So that's example of a domain. So it will allow users to find a visitor web page. So each domain is given an IP address. That's what they call IP address, that's Internet Protocol address. So it's a number, but actually the number is what you're supposed to be using on your URL bar here, here. That's what you're supposed to type. But because of we are human beings, we can't have those numbers in our head. We're going to confuse it. So we have to do what is called mapping. That means every number we give it a name. So actually what the computer or the browser understands is the IP address. They don't understand the name. So IP address is the address now of that your domain in numbers. So that's how what IP address is all about. So what do the mapping or the conversion from name to IP address for the browsers is what we call domain name system. So it does the translate your domain name to IP address for the browser to understand. So our IP, we have IP4. Usually that's the main IP you should be seeing. So usually that's the main IP. So ranges between that. So your IP address is just the what the browser understands, what the servers understand. The name is just what human beings understand. So what now do the translation is what we call a domain name system. It does what is called mapping. It does what is called mapping. It translates the IP address for you to see it as a human being. You see google.com. While for the machine, it translates google.com to the IP address. So very, very important. So in practical terms, certain ranges of IP address are reserved for specific purposes. So not all IP address can be used by you as a user. For instance, so IP address are reserved. We call them reserved IP. So they are private. So we have samples here. Those ones used by local networks. By local networks. So you can see the range here. You can see the range here, 192.68, and all those values that enter. So any IP address from this range to this range, they are private addresses. You can't get them. You can't get them. So they can't be given to you. They are for private networks. So we also have the ones that we use maybe locally on our computer system. Your computer system is also a server because a server is a system that holds resources. So your computer system, you have things that you store in your computer system. You have things that you store there. So your computer system also have an IP address. So but they are few. So usually you have 127.001, usually used for testing on localhost. So usually we have this 127.001 on localhost. All right. So when an internet service provider finds you an IP, so who is an internet service provider? An internet service provider is your network provider. So you have in Africa, you have like MTN, your Globo Mobiles. In China, you have things like Chinese Mobile. So you have all those kind of stuff. You understand? Those are your internet service providers. They give you they give your device an IP address. So an IP address is a way to locate your device. Every device has a unique IP address on the internet. So if I want to know my IP address, I'll simply go to what is my IP address.com. If I go there, I will see my IP address. All right. So though I am on VPN, so it's going to show the address of the VPN country that I'm running in VPN. So if I check my VPN, you can see my IP here. So the IP I'm running from Romania, so that's not where I am. But it's VPN, you can route it from anywhere you are. So 138.199.55 192.241. So you can see that IP address, that's what the IP address the VPN has assigned to my device. So on the internet, if you send anything to this address, my computer will receive it. It's the location where we can send the resources to. Alright. Okay. Alright. So that's it. So your VPN, also your virtual private networks, they also assign you all those IP addresses. So we have talked about that IP addresses ranges between IP4. We also have IP6. They range between 0 and 255. So we have what is called private IP address, just like we have said, the reserved ones. So we also have public ones. That's the one now that your internet provider will give you when you're on the internet, or your VPN will give you. So those ones are public. That's why you can see it. I can show you my private this thing. You can see the public one, so you can use it. That's the one on the VPN. Okay. You can also find it in your system. If you go to your settings, you can find them there. All right. You can also buy IP address. You can reserve one. Things like banks. You understand, you can reserve some IP address for yourself, because what your internet providers do is that they don't give you permanent. As you are going, that's what we call it dynamic IP address. They change it. So you can come now, your IP address is 138.19953.241. You can come the next 1 minute, they have changed it. They are changing it because you don't have it's not paid, it's not permanent for you. It will be roaming, it's dynamic. But if you want a static IP address, you can also meet them. They will give you one. But I think it goes with payment. You have to pay them for them to give you a static IP address that is permanent for you, not dynamic, that will change it. Understand? All right. So this VPN, this VPN. Let me check if this is going. I think this VPN. This VPN is really eliminating. Okay, I think it's back. So if you can see, if you go to this site, what's myipaddress.com, you can see the IP address of any system that you are using. You can see it's 138.19953 241. So that is my IP address. If I turn the distance off, I can show you the IP address of my network provider. To show you the IP address of my network provider. Alright. So we are trying to go to some sites. So this site, let's look at how it is written. And that's start with we're looking at some websites to see how they look like. Alright. So those are the works of a front-end developer. So if you're in front-end development, these are the things. So your work is just to make sure that the website looks good, look beautiful. Not only beautiful, some websites are beautiful, but they are not user-friendly. When we say user-friendly, means the people using it can easily move from one point to another. If people that come to your site cannot move from one point to another easily, they need to call somebody to come and help them. It means your front-end developers, they are bad, they are very bad, they are done a bad work. They have done a bad work. So it's still coming. It's the network we need to just, I don't know, the VPN is really messing up. Really messing up. So, okay. So this is Dangote website. The richest man in Africa. So this is his company's website. You can see it. All the things you are seeing are developed by the front-end developers. They are from the front-end developers. You can see the beautiful pictures, the arrangement. If you look at it, 3-3, this is arranged in threes. You can see it, the arrangement. You can see the beauty. Okay. Alright, this is my blog site. This is my personal blog site. You can see mine too. You can see how beautiful it is. You can see it. These are the blog posts. So you can see the way it is arranged. Blog post is listen. So if you go to a blog post, you can see this. Go here, you can see it. So these are front end works. You do it from your front end. You can see the dates that the posts were posted. You understand? There is about. So these are web pages now. These are web pages. So look at it. So you look at where if I go to about, it will change to about. Okay. So you can see it has added about here. So that means we are in the about page. Now remember we said the website is made up of many web pages. So the first one we saw before, we call it the home. The home. So every website has a home. That's the place you will land first. The place you will land first is your home. Alright. So this is World Health Organization. It's coming up. Alright. So you can see the ads. You can see the ads. The ads is also beautiful. So I look for sites that are beautiful. I can pull up. So you can see the ads. So you can see this about. Alright. So those stuff about data is they are handled by backend. So it's a backend. Backend are the part of the website or an application or software that you cannot see, but they are very, very important. Without the backend, what then is for you to see the beauty, for the interactivity, what is happening in front. So the backend is where you have the data, you have the logic, you have the functions. So we usually call the front end client side, and also call the backend server side. So you have client side and server side. So whenever you hear client side, it means the front end. If you hear the server side, it means the back end. So server, back end, client, front end. So that's the difference between a back end and a front end, as you can see. So a well-structured front end ensures a smooth user-friendly experience. So we have talked about this. Every website, including the one we talked about, is hosted on a server and it's accessed via a host and a port. Via a host and a port. So a website like this now, this is HTTPS like this. So you note the arrangement, the way it is written. The slash is written. It's not written with this. It's not written with this. It's written with this. So you must be careful with that because some people make that mistake and that and the arrangement, the column. So this here is not necessarily important if you are going there. Just therefore, if you want to go to another page, maybe the about page, you can put a slash. Alright. So that is that. So every website like that has what we call a host and a port. What is a host? HTTPS port 443. Port 443. So those ones are also reserved ports. You can't use them. So they are secured. You can't use ports, all those ports now. So port 80, you can use it for usually for HTTP. You understand? So you now have port 443. So, but one thing is that when you visit those sites, like okay, this is up. When you visit this site, what you can see is timebetter.com. You can see the port. You can see the port, but it's ported. The site is ported, but you cannot see it. It's underground work. Understand? So this is the domain and the domain here. Or let's bring it down now to what we're discussing. This now only is not the host, but this host has a port where it is. So if it is HTTPS, you have to know HTTPS is like this. So after the connection is secure. If it's not secure, it will write it for you. To write it for you. So HTTPS means hypertext transfer protocol secured or saved. It means it is saved. That's the meaning of that. So very, very important. Are we still in this call? Let's give our thumbs up. Are we still in this call? Let's do some reactions, more reactions, more reactions. Okay, the call, give reaction, go to the YouTube live. Who is asking this question, please? Please, let's not joke here, please. Please not in joking, please. Please. Who is this? Mohammed Delba. Please, be one, please, be one. This is not for child play. This is not for child play, please. This is not for child play. Please don't come here and be typing anything. This is live. Alright. So please guys, let's not play with something like this. It's very, very bad. Alright. So we are still talking about the port and the host. We're talking about the port and the host. The host is typically the domain name, the IP address, as you remember two of them. Don't interchange them. Domain name, what number service, IP address, the number that the computer system or the browser can understand. So the port is just a number or a door that leads to your server. Only you can have a server actually, but you can also host your work or whatever on other big servers that you don't have only the resources, the other people have resources. No? So we have talked about these two ports, port 80 for HTTP, port 443 for HTTPS. Alright, so we say that port 80 is a standard port for HTTP traffic. Um, 8080, we also have 8080, you can use 8080, but this one, you can use any guys 5000, 4000, 200. The server, the server will not send a encrypted web page. So what we do, we remember we said client and server. So your computer or your browser is the client. So when I type this dangote.com, my computer is a client. It is requesting something from the server because this Dangote website is hosted on the server. It's somewhere else, maybe in USA, maybe in China, maybe in Nigeria, maybe in Ghana. You understand? So what happens is that my system will make a request. My system makes a request. The server will not respond and send the information since the server knows the address. But assuming the server doesn't know the address, that means you can't receive anything. That's why sometimes you see nothing will come up for you. That means the server does not know the address. Alright, so that is that about that. So let's look at the overview of the front end development stack. So in the last week we talked about our use, the 10 stacks that we're going to use. So but for now we'll start with this. So we're going to start with HTML. We're going to start with HTML, CSS, JavaScript, JavaScript library called jQuery. Okay. Frameworks. We're going to HTML defines the structure of a website. So when you look at this website, when you want to build a house, there's the first drawing, the sketching. So it is HTML that does it. The beautiful like this is not HTML, but these things, this thing will be here. That you have these. These are the sketches. These I have these. You have these images. These are the sketches. These are the work of HTML. It does the structure. So that's the work, structure and content of the web page. So you use headings, paragraphs, images. We're going to see. So you can see this. You can. So you can see this. You can see this. You can see this. Okay. You can see it. All right. So this is very, very interesting there. Okay. So this is what I wanted to show that one. So, so this part is for the admin. So this part is for the admin. So the normal person cannot see it, and the admin is now working on the back end. So that's why it's hidden. That's why it's hidden. Okay. All right. So this is where we can add our posts. We can add new posts. We can edit the old one. So we can edit a post. We can edit the post from here. Okay. So I'm done. I will log out. Okay. So this is the front end now that normal people can see, but the other one now is we are working on the back. So we are working on the back end. Right. So as you can see, this site is very, very beautiful. Click here. You can see this in this drop down. Click like this. It comes up the color. You can see the color combination. So when you are seeing a site has colors, you can see all those things. They are arranged. So what does this does is your CSS. So provide the styling and the layout. Right. So the next one is, so after you have built the structure, you have done your CSS, your styling. The next one is JavaScript. So what is JavaScript? It adds interactivity and functionality to your website. What is interactivity? it makes your website look alive. So we have two types of websites. We have dynamic websites. We have static websites. Don't, but even though in static websites, you see have the ones that are, when I say static, that means they are like dead. You just come to that site, it just looks like a notebook. It just looks like this note here. Nothing happens. If you're looking at this and nothing happens here. Yes, and unlike here, you can see. So you can see this picture is coming from here. There is this stuff here. You can see. You can see. All right. You can see that verification. You go close to this. This is rises up. Come close here. This comes up. You can see this. So this interactivity is done by JavaScript. So JavaScript adds interactivity and functionality to your website. Makes your website look alive. Make it look alive. So JavaScript, we have various ways that we can use JavaScript. We have various types. So we have what we call plain JavaScript or vanilla. So we can call it plain. What do you call it plain? We have plain JavaScript or vanilla JavaScript. So that is the standard one or the bedrock of JavaScript. So that's the bedrock that you are going to learn furthermore. You need to learn mathematics first. So that is the bedrock of that is what vanilla JavaScript. That is the bedrock of JavaScript. Vanilla JavaScript or plain JavaScript. So the next one is jQuery. So but jQuery is just a library. So a library is just whenever you have a programming language, sorry, a library is I have a language, so but I just go and build something in my language, something like functions, something like I would like to now if you are used to Excel, when you go to Excel, instead of you using formulas, you can use functions. So a function is something that is inbuilt. Yes, that's the correct word. So jQuery have their libraries, they have inbuilt functions. So you just come use that thing and that function will perform many things for you instead of you using the plain of vanilla JavaScript that you have to do everything by yourself. You have to write everything by yourself. But in jQuery, you can just use one thing to achieve two, three, four things at the same time. So that's why it's called a library. We also have the ones we call frameworks. So you should not confuse library and frameworks. So library is just a programming is this is the language now as vanilla JavaScript. So we build functions that we can use for this. So we can have like 10 codes, 15 codes coming together to perform something so that we don't need to write it ourselves. Inbuilt, so that's the actual word. Inbuilt. Libraries are inbuilt for a particular programming language. So you have frameworks. Frameworks are now various ways that the language has been upgraded. So you have frameworks, so, but they are not frameworks for JavaScript. These are frameworks for front end. So we have SAS. So SAS is under CSS. So SAS is a preprocessor. That's what it is. So for SAS, SAS is like a mother to CSS. It's like a mother to CSS. So if you're going to learn SAS, you will see that SAS is like the bedrock. So you now have Bootstrap and Tailwind CSS. So these ones are frameworks of CSS. What are they? Frameworks means that they are making this CSS more better, not like this is a pure one, but these ones will now make it more better. It gives you that flexibility to work with CSS. You understand? You don't need to write everything yourself. You can just use some certain things and use inbuilt. So that frameworks here. So you have also React.js. We have React.js for React. So we said Bootstrap, Tailwind are for CSS. React.js is for JavaScript. So JavaScript, React.js is a framework for JavaScript, while jQuery is a library for JavaScript. So we should not confuse the two. Frameworks makes a language better. Libraries add inbuilt functions for you that you can just come and use those functions instead of you coding them yourself. You just use those functions and make your work work. It's just like you are writing a material or writing something. Somebody now come and bring it written already. Just remaining for it to just complete the last part. Okay. All right, let's take our first class activity. So differentiate between a library and framework. So this class activity will be sent um, on the Discord channel on the developers group, the front end class. So please go there, ensure that you participate. Ensure you participate. Very, very important. Very, very important. We are going to post it there. So if you go, the question will be there after the call, after the class. All these questions will be in our Discord channel. The front end, it will be in front end, and it will also be in full stack. It will be in front end and in full stack. So remember, we say full stack is um, holding these two together. We're going to hold these two together. All right. So please let's give our slide up. Okay, we're here to hear get any questions, any important question. Okay, that's good. Okay, all right. So let's look at what we were told to install. What we are told to install. So this is for both front and back end, but for software developers. We are told to install Node.js. You don't need to install this. So when you install Node.js, Node.js comes with npm. So we are told to install Git, GitHub. You don't need to install it. We said we should register on our account. And the next one is to download GitHub desktop. So how many are we downloading? Node.js 1, Git 2, and GitHub desktop 3. So those three things. So if you come to my blog, I've put those things there in my blog. So this is it. Node.js, Git, and GitHub desktop. So how to download it? If you click on this, you will see how to download it. Yes. So how to download and install and use Node.js. So you can see it. Downloading and installing Node.js. What you're going to do is the site you are going. So the steps are here. We have given them already. So I'm assuming that you have them in your system because we have given them things before. So downloading and installing Git. We also talked about downloading and installing GitHub desktop. So let me show you what is Node.js. What is Node.js? So okay, let me go to their site. So if you go to this site, close it. Close it. So this is Node.js site. You can see it here. So when you come down, you can see it tell you to download the LTS. Just click on here. It should tell you whether you're downloading or you use the download here. So when you use the download, you come and choose your operating system. Are you using Windows? Are you using Mac, Linux? You understand? You can choose version here, you understand? But just choose. You can better choose this LTS. And do that using. So choosing down, maybe you avoid this. Is the current one they are producing. Maybe they are still testing it, or maybe they are not done. But preferably, you can get this. You can get this. You can also get it if you like. I think there's no problem with it. Understand? Okay, don't go below. Don't go below this. So you download it when you're done. You download. So you can use package manager. You're not using package manager. You're using installer like this. So you just click on installer. Click on download. Select the version of your operating system and download. When you download it, follow instructions here given. The instruction is there for you to do. So when you have finished installing it, you okay. When you are done installing it, go to your command prompt. Just come to your site and type cmd. Cmd means of your command prompt. Command prompt is something that computes your system. Call it share. Compute your system. So you can actually you can do whatever you want to do with the command prompt. One of the operating system. Entirely the way you can do it. So this one is open. So you want to confirm that you have installed it. You just type node dash v. Node dash v. So you can see my 2.5 one means I have it. If you don't have it, it will tell you that you don't have it. It doesn't understand what is happening. This is understand that important. So you have to check it like that. Open your command prompt, okay, and type node that you also use node that the version that is you want to have you use version that is either node that is node that version, right? So that means it's install. So that's what we're talking about here, right? So we say that it comes together with NPM node application. Node and node there comes with so you can also check it whether you have NPM. So the same way there is NPM that you the second version. So the second version is 10.6.1. So that's what I'm using. You don't download it from comes with the node and you don't download it. Just want to check it working as you working. Um, so make sure that you have available or most of the work is doing, right? The next one is to download it. What is it? Okay, so what is Node.js? Node.js allows you to interact on the server. You use that for the server. Then that server will not be powered on the website. You have to what is done to one thing is they want that what you have to use one that outside doesn't have the machine and needs to you are outside the browser, now when there's another user what is this all about? So you know about let's talk about this for so what we call a version of our work. We are working we are done the tomorrow the other or okay, maybe you are working as a team, you understand? And as the team, you have like three people or four people working together. Like, there's a project I'm working with a company. We're developing an app, a payment app. So if we are doing that now, those stuffs, everybody there, they will be working on their systems. So how do we know when somebody will do nonsense? How do we know when somebody will cause problem? How do we know those things? So who takes care of all those tracking? So that's what your Git. So it's a version control system. It controls the versioning. So you can see sometimes your applications, your WhatsApp, they will tell you it's time for you to update. It means they have added something onto it. You understand? Maybe when they add something onto it and they see that it's not good, they can still go back. So Git allows you to go forward. It also allows you to go back. So that's why we call it version controlling. It's controlling the version. So we can revert back to the old one. We can revert back to the previous two. We can revert back down to the first one. So that's Git for you. So it allows you um, to track your code. So it also allows you for collaboration. So among multiple or many developers, Git allows you for collaboration so that we can understand who is doing what and who is not doing something. You understand? Okay. All right. Is there any question on our slide though? We are yet to get any question there. Please, if you have a question, drop it on the slide though. We have said it. Drop your question on the slide though. Drop it on the slide though. All right. So maybe let me pull. Let's see if we can pull the first poll. So I'll pull it very soon. Let it load. So let's continue though. So we have said that we are getting that the gates. So when you get your gate, also follow the instruction here. So for Windows users, if you are using Windows, there is a place you will reach. They will tell you to add it to path. So add it to path. If you don't add it to path, what I just did now, you cannot do it. It will not show. So it's always good when you are installing an application, you read it very well. So one of the things you should read very well is when they say add to path, ensure you tick it so that you can add it to your environmental variables. There is a part in your system called environmental variables. So it makes you to access anything from anywhere in your computer system. So for Windows users, for Mac users, for Linux users, is there. So you also verify the Git installation. Oh, I want to know whether it is installed. So I also use the command prompt also. The same method, you can see it. You see that I use the long method dash dash version. Tells you the version that you're using 2.45.2.windows.1. I'm using Windows version, or I use the short method dash v. So I'm still going to get the same thing. Anyone I use, I'm still going to get the same thing. All right. So when you do it, so look at what is Git. This Git, you can see it's called Git Bash. So if I open it, what's the difference between Git Bash and the command prompt that we just opened? Now they are like the same. They are command lines, but this is more advanced compared to the one that usually for people that are using Windows systems. If you are using something like Mac, you have it automatically. You don't even need to download it. You just check it out. But if you're using Windows, you need to download it. If you are using Linux, I think I'm not sure that Linux comes with it, but you need to download it also. But I think Mac comes with it. You know, but you can still check it out. You can still check it out. All right. So after installing, you are going to configure two things. You are going to configure your username and your email. So this is what you are going to run. You are going to run this line of code, git config global. So you open your git. Okay, before we do that, so what you do is you go to your projects. Please, we like doing this in our projects. Um, in your folder or in your computer system, find a place where you create a directory for this course, for this program. So I usually create it on my desktop for now because of security reasons. So we just create let's create a folder or directory. So we call it folder or directory. So let me call it software. So if you are under software, call it software. If you are under data analysis, that's what I'm gonna call it. Software. For if you are in the all, you can just call it CreativeCoderJed class, something like that. Just find something a name to call it. So software development. So let me just call it like that. Okay. So I'm using that. Okay. So we said we are going to do we're going to configure this. So what you're going to do is to configure it, we are going to use some commands. I've placed the commands inside the notes. So I don't know, maybe later I will share the notes on in GitHub Discord. I will share the notes, the link to the notes in Discord. So you can have access to the note and see those commands. So there are commands that we use in Git. Remember, this is Git. It's not CMD for your computer system. This is Git. It looks more advanced. So one of them is CD. So let me see if there are other stuff here. Okay, so some of them are here. I place them here. You can see them here. So we have CD. CD means change directory. That means when you open your Git, you can see this. This is the name of your system. This is the engine of the Git, and this is showing you where you are. So for now, I'm still in the root of my computer system. So I use CD change. I'm going to the base of my computer system. That is this. You can see it has changed. I want to go further. I want to enter my desktop. I will use my desktop. I'm now in my desktop. You understand? So in my desktop, remember I had a file, a folder called software development. So if I'm not sure, I want to check them out. I want to know what is there, what is inside my desktop. I use ls list files. ls I list my files and my folders. So these ones in blue color are folders, these ones in white are files, this one in green are links. So you can see, we remember we have this folder that we created. So folders usually come with a slash in front of them. So we have it. So let's do cd into software. So when you press one, or you can press your tab to complete it, it will complete it for you. So you can see where we are now. So we have moved from the root of our computer down to desktop, down to software dev folder or directory. So that's how you move. So we are using cd to change directory, to move from one point. You are moving upwards. You're moving upwards. So if you want to move downwards, there's also command for which you can use cd. You can use dash dash. You can use dash dash. No. So cd, you should use dash or space dash. Yeah, you just space dash, it will take you back. All right, so you want to move down to the last one, you just use cd dot dot, it will take you there. All right, so the commands have been placed here, you understand? So those are the commands that you use in your git. So it's very, very important that you have git, so you're not using command line. Git is more advanced, so I want to clear this and I don't want them, so I can have a space that is clear, and it clears this off so that everywhere can be clean. All right, I want to create a folder. Oh, I wanted to create that folder in desktop, so I don't want to use my hand, so let me delete it. I've deleted that, so let me create a folder myself. So I use mkdir, the name of the folder. So software, sorry, software. So since I don't want, if you put space, you're gonna put quotation marks, so, but I don't want space, so I can just do software dev. It creates this folder. So if you look at the folder here, you can see it has been created. So you can see, that's the importance of command line. Command line makes you control your computer from anywhere. Anywhere the computer is, you can control your computer system from here. It's just like the central room. You control your computer system. All right. So this is here. So let's enter inside. Remember cd, change directory. We enter inside. Okay. So let me clear this. We want to check our files. We use ls list files. Okay, so it tells you the name. Okay, there's no file there for now. There's no file inside this software dev folder or directory, so we don't have one. So we'll go back to our notes. Okay, so yeah, we say we want to do this. So git config. So I'm not configuring my own, I've configured mine before. So you just do git config dash dash global. So what are you trying to add in the global box? You're trying to add the username. So user.name, then the name should be in quotation marks. So my name is John Doe. It should be in quotation marks like this, and I'll press enter. So I don't need to do it, what I've done it before. So the same thing, sorry. I also do git config global. The next one is my email. So who is that? User, that's me, dot email, and I put my email. So make sure that the email you are putting is the email in your GitHub account, the one online, the cloud GitHub that we talked about creating the last time. So make sure you use that email. So let's say it's John Doe at gmail.com. Okay. All right. So you press enter. So when you have done those two configurations, it's very important you configure it. So you check whether it's true. You can see it. You use git config dash dash list. So we want to see it. So if I do mine, you're going to see mine. So look at my own user.name. You can see my name here. User.email is my email. although they'll break it somehow for you so that it will not be too sane. So these are things here, but for now you don't need to bother yourself with this one. But the two you need to is this user details, global details. So we are done with installing Node.js, done with installing Git. So the next one is installing GitHub Desktop. So remember there is a difference between GitHub, the cloud one, this, the one we talked about the last time, and GitHub Desktop. So actually what you're supposed to be using is this. Let me close this. So let me close this. Why is it not allowing me to close? Okay. So let me just open this and later I'll close it. So you can open a new window by clicking in front of it. Okay. So normally we are supposed to be using this Git for our GitHub work, but you can use your GitHub desktop to make the work easy. So just like I said in the last class, the scope of this course is not to teach you GitHub. So I'm giving it to you for you to go and read how to use GitHub. GitHub means this here. Just going to teach you some basic things that you should know, but the whole of the system is not in our scope. You understand? All right. So GitHub desktop. So this is GitHub desktop. This is GitHub desktop. Okay. So this is the GitHub desktop. This is how it looks like. It's like interface. Instead of you using this command line to be writing the code one, you can use this interface. So I can use it to create a repository for myself. I can use it to edit. I can connect my repository. So if you go to file, options, account, you can see the account you are connected to. So this is my account. So if I go here and go to my GitHub, you can see this is the account. So this is the account that is connected to. So you connect your GitHub desktop to your GitHub online or GitHub cloud. So very important. Very important. So you download that to the GitHub desktop that you're going to be using to push your codes and do your collaboration. So download GitHub desktop. Follow the instruction here. That one is very simple. You understand? All right. So when you are done downloading it and you use the options here to the where if I do sign out, if I sign out and sign in, it will say continue with the browser. It will open up this browser, pick up since I'm logged in here, it must be logged in. So since I'm logged in here, it will pick it up, show my name, and say continue, and it will say open GitHub desktop. It will open it up here, and I will be signed in. So automatically it will sign me in. So if I check, I'm signed in now. So you can come here, configure these things, make them the color you want. I use this black, so you can use white. Understand? So what I want to show us is okay. So using GitHub desktop, so we say clone repository. The repository we are cloning is this. So remember we talked about that all our projects will be done here. So this is the repository. When you come to GitHub online, the repository we are talking about, you go to my account, you are cloning this. So how do we clone it? All right. So we clone it in two ways. We can use our shell here. This we can use this. So what I can do is cd to the base desktop and software. Let me go there. Okay. So I want to clone this to my website. Remember, this is online, but I want to have it on my computer system. How do I do that? So we clone it. So you go to your code. You have three options here. So you have HTTPS, SSH, GitHub CLI. So for now, you might avoid these two because the processes might be somehow a bit advanced. But this is very, very simple, HTTPS. So you just copy the URL. You go make sure that you have entered the folder that you want to put it. Remember, this is the folder we created, our project folder. So we're going to use our project folder. So we do git clone. You type those two commands. You now paste what you copied. I paste it and hit enter. So it will tell you that it is cloning this. You can see it. Alright, so it has done, it has finished cloning. So if I open it now, so open the folder, you can see it here now. So we have we have everything that we have online. We have it now in my computer system. You understand? So that is one way to clone a work that is online. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete it. Let me delete it. Okay, so let me use GitHub desktop now to clone also. So we can also clone it. So you can say clone repository. You said yes. You go to where do you want to save it? I will choose. I want it on my desktop inside this. So I will select this folder. So what am I choosing? Yeah, I want creative coder students. That's it. Okay, clone. It will clone it into my system also. So the two ways will work for you. But the other one, you're using the command line. That's the git command line now that we talked about. This one, you're just using clicking. So what I will advise you learn the two. You learn the two. Don't learn one and leave the other one. Very important. Even better, you master this well. Also master this well too. So it's cloned. It's cloned. So we can check here. You can see it's here again. So anyway you use, either you're using Git or GitHub desktop, you are also okay. You are also okay. So very, very important. Let me delete this. I don't want it. Okay. Just open somewhere. All right. Okay. Okay. Let's continue. Close them later. All right. So that's about the three things we say we should download using GitHub desktop, Git, and so using Node.js, you can just read about from here. These things I've written them down. Just try them. But it's not compulsory. The part that you need is still here. This one is just an addition. So you need from here. So we are done with that. We are done with that. So the next thing, yeah. So the next thing is introduction to HTML. So the first class we talked about downloading VS Code also. So if you come to the blog, the same place you saw about downloading. So if you go back to the home, so this one is how to download install Node.js, Git, and GitHub desktop. There's also that of VS Code. There's also that of VS Code there. So you can also download VS Code. Alright. Are we still here? Are we still here? Can we give some thumbs up? Can we give some thumbs up? Okay. People on YouTube live, can I see your comments? Can I see your comment? People on YouTube live, can I see your comment? Okay. So if you come here, there is VS Code here. This is for VS Code. How to download it? So it's also here. You click on it and read. It's just simple. Just go to this site here, install it, download the X file, and also don't forget to add to path. There's a place they will ask you to tick it, and that's all. When you are done, you will get something like this. This is the application. This is Visual Studio Code. So that's where we'll be running and writing all our codes. So very, very important. You must have it. All right. So let me let me use this file. So if I've installed VS Code very well, if I might click on any folder, I can do see more. I will say open it with VS Code. So I will open it. Okay. So for now there is nothing inside it. I can start creating them by myself. Okay. Opening project files. Okay. Um, Customizing themes. I wanted to start from the beginning. Okay. So when you're done installing, initial steps. Okay. Explorer. So just to show you the interface. So this is your Explorer, this is your search, your source control. You want to connect your GitHub account to your computer system local. This for debugging. This verifying extensions. So extensions are some other applications that helps you to run another application better. So these ones are things I've added by myself. So but you're also supposed to end here and have these two things. So this is your settings. You can use it to run settings. So I also advise that you go and check up how to use your VS Code because I'm not going to show that. It's very, very simple. So the basic things is you come here, you have your new file, how to create a file. The next thing is your a folder. So you should know the difference between a file and a folder. So when you see a folder is usually in Windows, usually yellow like this, and the file is now either a picture, a music, whatever can be a file. So I can create a folder. Let me create a folder and say work one. I can say work. Okay, let me just say works. I click. So that's a folder. You can see it's a folder. So inside the folder, I can create a file. I can come here and create a file. So I can create file one, file one. That is file one. It's inside there. You understand? But one thing is that our files usually have what we call extensions. So extensions are what ends a file. A file should have extension. That's how you know it. So if you see a music, you should know that the music should end with MP3, should end with things that have to do with music. If you see a video, should end with MP4, MOV, all those kinds of stuff. If you see a picture, should end with .png, .jpg, .jpeg, all those stuff. So a file should have a dimension or an extension. So if you know that, just type this. This is just a normal file without extension. So just give you this shape like this. All right. Okay. So we say we should the search. Show you the search, the extensions. We have to add extensions. If you want to add extensions, you come here. So the extensions I'm going to ask you to add is search for prettier. There's an extension called prettier. So to make your work look fine. So look at it here, look at it here. So I've already installed it. My own is it will write like this, but your own is to show install. For example, if you click this, you can see your own is installed. Don't use this, use prettier please. This is very much better. So you click on the install, it makes your code when you're coding looks interesting and user friendly. It makes your code user friendly. Okay, all right. So those are extensions. So okay, I've even written it here. So prettier, you can add this, but you don't need Python. We're not working on Python. I just write it for people that want to write Python or write other code. So just look for things that you need. And for now, just prettier is okay. You don't need anything. Just prettier is okay. All right. So customizing the themes. If you want to customize the theme, me I'm using black. If you want to make your own white, you can still use your settings here, or use your themes, the color themes, the fill icons. You do that. All right. All right. So you can also add this extension. So you can add two extensions. You can add prettier one and add this to material icon. So what material icon does is that when I create a file and gives it an extension, it gives me the name or it gives me a symbol close to the file. So let me leave this and create another one. So let me say file 2 .png. You know, .png is a picture. So you can see by the side it gives me a picture symbol. If I create file 3.mp3, it gives me the music. If I do something like file 4.mp4, so it gives me that video symbol. So that's because of I have this extension. So it's called material icon. So you go to your extensions inside the box, you search for material icon. Yeah, so you're going to see this by Philip Kev. By Philip Kev, you install it. All right. So opening a folder and opening a file. Okay. So let me take this up. So just like we said here is our file explorer. So you want to open a folder. You can see you want to open a folder. You want to open a file from your system down to VS Code. But if this is not, you can also drag and drop. So I can drag this and drop it here, and it will open because that's what I was. If I open a new window, I can use new window. So I can drag this and drop it here. So it will open it. So it will open this. So you can also use open folder to go and look for folders in your computer system. So anyone you choose, um, you're still going to arrive at the same thing. That's the essence of it. You're still going to arrive at the same thing. All right. So we talked about the file extensions. We talked about that. Okay, basic keyboard shortcuts. Okay, that one is you can look for it. Read the this very well. Okay, so that's downloading this. So we are done with downloading and installing. So I think our first Slido should be up now. So to get comment from people. So your question, can you put them on Slido? Put your questions on Slido so that we can know your questions on Slido. Put them on Slido. Can we put our questions on Slido? Okay, for people that are also on YouTube live, can you put it there so that I can send somebody to pick them up? Can you also put it there? Are we all there? Are we all there? I'm not seeing. I'm here to see a question. I'm here to see a new question. Okay, okay. So let's as we're waiting for the question, though later we'll come back to the question as people are gathering themselves. Let's continue. Let's continue. Okay. So the next is introduction to HTML. Remember we have talked about the structure, the content that is done by HTML. So what is HTML? So HTML is a hypertext markup language. So usually some people say they don't like calling it a programming language. That is just for structure, for you to just get your blocks together and build. But some people also argue and call it a programming language. But I should be at the middle, arguing or not arguing. So, but it's used for building your structure. So HTML uses a system of tags, elements, and attributes to define content. So it uses these three things: your tags, your elements, and your attributes. So what is a tag or what are tags? So tags are used to create your HTML elements. They are always enclosed in these angle brackets. So on your system, you should know where your angle brackets are. So most tags comes in pairs. They have opening and closing tag. So if I go to so something that has to do with HTML Any file that has to do with HTML must end with HTML. So just like we talked about file extensions. So let's say file info. Let's do file.html. So you can see how it is. So it comes like this. So we can do something like this. Sorry. So something like this. It comes in tag. So this is a tag closing this P. So we have opening, we have closing. So usually our opening is like this. We have P like this. Though my own is set to close, but maybe your own is not set to close. So you have to close it yourself by typing this. It will close. So this one that does not have this slash is the opening tag. While this one has the slash means you are closing. That means you are done. You should have an opening and closing, but not all of them have opening and closing. Some of them does not have closing. Alright, but I want to see those things. Alright. So tags without closing tags are called self-closing tags of void elements. So there are some of the tags that they don't need a closing tag. They are called void elements. Alright. So we have some like the image. So if you want to add an image to your structure now, remember when you go to sites, you see images, you see things, various things. So when you want to add an image, what we use to add an image is called an image tag or image element. Okay, so you look at this an image tag. So if I go here, let's say I do img, if I just press enter, or this I should say, so this is an image. It does not have closing, it does not have ending, sorry, but it has beginning. So what you can do is just do like this and close it from here. Okay, but you don't need closing. So you also have another one, hr. Hr is horizontal. To rule a line, you use hr. Understand? For break, maybe you want to give some space, you use br, break. So it does not have closing, but the other ones have closing. So you have heading, like heading 1. You can see they close themselves. You can have heading 4, it closes itself. Alright. So these are tags. The what is inside is not the tag. What is the tag is just the angle bracket. The angle bracket. Okay. So when you now have something inside, it becomes an element. Becomes an element. So we talked about tags, elements, and attributes. Tags, elements, and attributes. So when you now have content inside, the whole of that now becomes an element. So this is a H4 element, H1 element. So we have H1 to H6. They are called headings. So the biggest is H1. I can write heading, heading 1. So we have H2. So we can say heading 2, heading 2, and so on to H6. So we have heading. So it decreases and increases when you are coming down. Okay. So the current HTML that we are using now is called HTML5. So there is a way to start HTML5 in our document. We're going to look at it before we start going to the Slido to see. Okay, so let's pick up. Okay, guys, let's take the first poll. Let's take the first poll. So the first poll is up. You can take it. So what is the primary focus of front end development? What is the primary focus? You can now vote. You can now vote. What is the primary focus of front end development? Okay, is it to handle server side logic and database management? Is it creating visual and interactive aspects of website, developing APIs for data exchange, managing network security and protocols? Let's vote, please. Let's vote. The vote is on, so just go to the Slido. You'll see there. Alright, so we have talked about H. So we have the image tag. This is how it comes. IMG. So we have the BR, that's the break we talked about. The horizontal row the input. So when you go to some sites, you see you fill form. You say type your name, you type your name. So how to get those things is using input. Is using input. All right. We're still going to see them just to know their names for now. So we have talked about tags. Tags are just this, and the next one is element. That means the element is can have h4. That's the whole of this. Opening and closing, and some of them that are not opening and closing like this is an element also. So the next one is attributes. So when you come to you can look at this h4 now. There's nothing inside it, but when we type image, there are two things inside. We had SLC and alternate. So if you go close to your VS Code, it will tell you what they are. So SLC said the image URL. So the image URL means the image address. Where are you getting the image from? Okay. So if I have an image, that's the image I'm going to use. That's what I'm going to write the name. So maybe the name is let me say um let me get an image online. Let's say ball. Let's get a ball image. Okay. So I right click on this copy the image address. Where is copy image address? Copy image address. Though sometimes the address can be long. You can see this is very long. So it's very, very long. Okay. So this is an image. Now we have the image. You can copy it from online or you download it and put it on your system. So let's say we download. Um, Let me save. Let me go to desktop and my project folder. That's this. I'm dropping it here. Let me just call it pick one. It has downloaded. Let me go to my VS Code. I can see the pick one. I click it. I can see it. Okay. So I close this. So I can add another image, and the source will not be this. So if I look at where my image is, right? And look at where my image. So what we do is we put the URL based on the location. So since two of them are close together, they are opposite neighbors. So we use just dot slash the name of the image. So you can see the image will come up to give you what is called intelligence. What is happening here is intelligence. This means the system, the extensions I've added, they know what I want to type next. So they give you that and give you suggestions. Okay, you can see it does not have a closing tag, so it just close like this. Just one. These ones, they just have one. Okay, so that is that we have added the image from our system and also the one from online. So that's the source. The source is an attribute that takes the URL of the image. So the image you are using. So what is now alternate? Alternate means sometimes when you open a website, it has not loaded very well and you see pictures are there. You see small things that look like thumbnails. So those things are because of some people do not put what do you call it, alternate. You can put alternate names. You can say a book. You can say a book. So when network is bad or whatever, what the people will see is a book. They don't need to see those small tiny things that look awkward. So that's the alternate name. That's the alternate name. All right. So we have what is called semantic HTML. Semantic means their name is what they are. Semantic HTML. So like you can see, we have seen P. P is usually used for paragraph. So you are writing something, paragraphs are written with P. I am a paragraph. A paragraph. Okay. Sorry. No need for that. Okay. So I'm a paragraph. So P are for paragraphs. You also have other ones. So with the semantic HTML are those ones that their names are what they are. So if there is a header is the header of a website. So if you go here, let me not use this. Let me use my website, my blog. Okay. So if we go to that blog, okay, let's wait for it to open. So the poll is up. I'm still waiting for people to answer in the poll. Nobody has answered yet. Why? What's happening? Are we there? Can someone share this poll, the link to the poll on the YouTube live? Somebody should share it. You can copy it from WhatsApp and paste it here. Okay. So this is opening. It's opening. Okay. So we can see this is the header. So the header is this area now. This is the header. This is the header. So usually when you come to start this the header, you will see the hero. This is the hero section. We call it the hero. Hero means the first place people see when they land on your website. That's after the header is the hero section. The hero section. So there are ways for things to do there to make it catchy so that people will not be angry and leave your site. So you make it catchy. So the header uses header. It uses header. So you have header. Please and type encapsulator, but please avoid it. Avoid it. Header. So you can give intelligence. You choose. You can see header. I am a header. Okay. Let's look for okay. You have article. So for article, footer. So what is a footer? Footer is the bottom of a website. This is it. So this is your footer. So if you go to some website that are normal website for not blogs, let's say Dangote. I'm going to this site today. So I like Dangote. I like him. So that's why I usually go to his site. Alright. So you can see the header for this. This is the header. You can see the header. You can see the footer. You can see the footer here. So actually, this footer started from here. This footer started from here. Sorry. You can see this interactivity that is happening. You understand? So this footer started from here. You can see the whole of this is the footer. So that's the bottom part of your website or an app. Alright. So those are semantic HTML, but there are other elements that their name are not semantic. You understand? They can't use their name and know what they're doing. So if you hear a header, you know you should be. Though you can still use it off. You can use header at the bottom. Nothing will happen. But it's good to use what has been recommended. You understand? Okay. So the structure of a HTML file is not the structure. So the structure starts with so the currently the HTML that we have now is called HTML5. So how do we start HTML5? We can second an assignment for you to go and know the HTML1 to 4. So the 5 we started with this, and we type doc type. Doc type, we close this HTML. So you type this, the angle brackets of exclamation mark doc type HTML. It means you are using HTML5. That's it. You must have it. If not, you are not using HTML5. So HTML4, there is a way to use HTML4. You understand? So the next thing again is the root element. The root element is your HTML. So just your HTML is your root element. Sorry. I said you can use calculator, but please avoid it. Please. HTML, use the small letters for your tags. It makes your work look good and also for some applications to work with. So HTML, okay, so HTML is like the father. So the next thing you can have is head. So what is head? And I can have body. This is my body. Okay, so this is the proper things you should have. These are the things that you should have. This 1, 2, 3, 4. You should have the doctor declaring that using HTML5. You have the HTML, the root element, the Baba himself. You have your head and your body. Alright, so the head of your website is when you come to your website, come close, you will see the name. You understand? This is head. This is head. You come close, you can see it. So very, very important. Very, very important. Yeah. So I'm placing this in here. So just a basic structure for HTML element. So the next thing is meta. So meta are things that we use. It's not usually used for human beings. The part that human beings usually see is the body. Everything in the head, people don't see it except the title. This title here. Icon. So when you go to the head, there is the head. Okay. So you put your title. So there is title. Maybe um my first work. You understand? You're gonna put it as title. So that's what the title holds. So these meta things, what they do is um it's for usually for search engines. So we are telling search engine that here now, we're telling search engine that we are going to use UTF-8. UTF-8 is a language method that understands almost all the language characters. So it's the best to use. Okay, I can have meta. So I have many. So all this will give me the what do you call it now? Description suggestions. So what do I want? I want the one of UTF. So, so you can see it. So content, I can just content type HTTP. You can just write UTF-8. You don't need anything. Child said name medium. So you just the basic or the standard way to write an HTML element. So this is a basic way to write it. That's the way to start. Okay, so if you write it by yourself, you write it by yourself. So there are many, many metas. So if you go and know what they do, what the metas, what they do, you can know like 5. If I type meta, you can see there's meta compact description, edge, this with like them. Okay. All right. All right. So we have said before that we are adding two extensions, prettier and materials icon. So another extension we can add again is we have this our code here now. How do we see it on the browser? How do we see it on the browser? Know what we are doing. So there's an extension. When you go to extension, ask them about live server. Live server. So you can see this live server by reads with day, which with day. So you choose it. I have it already, so my own is installed. So if you do it by your right hand side, you should see go live. You should see go live. But if you can't see it, you right click. You will see open with live server, alternate L, alternate O. You can press it, alternate L, alternate O, or you click, right click, and use open with live server. So live server now, remember we talked about IP address. We talked about it. So live server is like it's a local host. It's a local host on your computer system. So I can do click on live server. It will open it. So you can see it. You can see this is what I just typed. The only thing I typed. Alright. So I can still go it by myself since it's running. Live server is running 5,500. So I can do 127, remember, 0.0.0.1. I put column, put 5,500. So it's not getting anything. So what was it using? 5,500. Okay, I'm running another server. That's why it's picking that one up. Okay, so this is a local hosting. This is a local hosting. This is for local hosting. So on your system, you can just type this. These are the things that use for local hosting. Hosting, when you say local hosting, that means you're hosting on your computer system. Hosting on your computer system, not on the cloud now. Okay. So the next one is the core HTML elements. So we're talking about the semantic ones that have the names. We have the core ones, the H1 to H6, the paragraph, the hyperlinks, the image, the list, the unordered list, and ordered list. Your div and span. So these two guys here is just like what you're going to be using many times, 80 or 90%. So your div and span with other elements. So these are the core HTML elements. Remember, HTML comes with tags, open and close, while some don't come with open and close. So you just leave them. We call those ones void elements. Okay, so I've used a class activity 2 today. Yeah, so we say you should list 20 Unix-based commands, which can also be set to be git commands. We have said it today, all these commands cd, ls, that's number 2. Okay, okay, semantic HTML. Okay, so the class activity 3 is create a basic web page with a heading, paragraph, and an image in your branch, then push to GitHub. So we are going to look at that, just simple route. So when you come to your GitHub, when you have filled the form, let me add you. I should add you. You can see you have added just only one person. Other people just that fill their form, I've sent them the invite, they are here to accept it. So please, if you are here to accept it, do it. Accept it so that you can see your name here. Under contributors, your name is supposed to be here, but you are not there because of you have not done that. So please, let's do that. Okay, so you can come to your GitHub. Okay, so it's not saying that, so I can look at. Okay, I can say remove. I can add another one, or I can clone to my repository online. So I can see repository, creating new one online. Add repository, someone is old. Okay, so when you are there, you can. So okay, so you can create a repo here, no repo. Okay, okay, all right. Doing. So please, you are the class project 3 is you are creating a basic web page. You understand? So in this class, we are not spoon feeding you. You understand? That's why we said we are going to give you time to go. So you have peer-to-peer groups there. You can ask questions. Or please don't collect somebody's code and copy it. You understand? You're going to push your first work to GitHub. Remember, we said when you go to GitHub, the instruction is here. It has been placed here already on how to do it. What I haven't explained it in the class today, but the stepwise instructions are here. Mhm. So the naming convention, we have talked about it. Where is that? Where is that? The naming convention. So we said it should be your one of your names and your program. So if it is Linda, it should be Linda Software Development. Um, Linda Data Analysis. But we kept the format. We gave the format that we can use. Okay, look at it here. So between name and the program is hyphen. While between the program and maybe if the program has two words, you use underscore. So we said it like that. Okay, okay. I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting. Okay. So reading activity. So the class activity, there are things that you're going to do. There are things that you're going to do. So three of them, they have to be done and placed in your branch. They have to be done and placed in your branch. Okay. So this one is reading, just reading only. You can just open your Google and read. What are the three types of software development? If you know them, the full stack, the back end and front end, or what's the differences? Okay, what is back end development? What is full stack? What does a web developer do? What does web mean? What's the difference between a web page and website? If you know that, between an internet and World Wide Web. Uh, okay, installation, internet. So just read all about this, all about this. Okay, all right. So maintenance and blah blah blah. So have you? All right. So you're writing your code with your VS Code. Ensure you save it with something that is good. The name should be good. When you are done from instruction, you are cloning the repository. You clone, you correct the name. Mm, okay, you search the repo here and add it. Okay, all right. So we are still waiting for the Slido. Okay, what is the primary focus of front-end development? Some people say creating the visual and interactive aspects. Okay, okay. We are waiting. Do your vote. Do your vote. Do your vote. Let's vote. Let's vote. Let's vote. So what do we use? What are the work of front-end developers? Do they handle back-end logic? What is their work actually? Okay, okay, okay. So please let's not forget to use the blog to read and download. Instructions are there already. For the GitHub one, these are the accounts. This is my account. We look for this repo. That's the one. But first of all, fill the form that we talked about. The form here. Fill the form. Fill this form. We'll get your name and add you. You accept it. All right. So when you are done, okay, let's show an example. Let's show an example. So you can open it in VS Code here from here. You can open it from VS Code from here. Okay, so this is where the introductory class is the code online. This here, that's what is down here. Okay, so let's create a file. Let's create a file. My first, let's say my first dot index dot html. I'm creating it. Okay, so remember how we started. We started with our angle brackets, exclamation, and doc type. So I'll just use my enter. It will give me suggestion and I'll be completing them. But you need to know what it does. So the next one, remember, is HTML. So you're using HTML5. You can just click on it and it will populate this. So there is a short way to populate it if you don't want to type it by yourself. But I would advise you learn how to type it by yourself first. Later, I start doing that one. So pressing your exclamation mark and pressing your tab will populate it. You can also use just type HTML colon 5 and enter. It will populate it. Okay, so anyone you use, it will populate it. So when it populates it, that's the what we call the basic structure, the skeleton. That's the skeleton that you have. You can see, so the title, you put the title, so you can add other meta. So I've told you to read about meta. What are the various meta? What they do? They have meaning. Okay, so you have your body. What does the body do? The body is the part that people see, users see. That's the body. So the assignment I've said it all that okay. All right, so let's see if we can pull up the second slider. The network was very bad. The network was very bad. Let's see if we can pull up the second one. Still waiting for our polls. So the document will be shared in the channel for software developers, that is front end and also full stack. So it will be shared there. So you go there and pick up the document, read it, and do the activities. Please, let's try and engage yourself in reading. Very important. Don't be asking. There are some questions I call dumb questions. So please, let's not be asking dumb questions. Things that are Google oriented, we'll be asking. So please, let's read very well. Okay. So let's go to the second poll. Let's go to the second poll. Yeah. So what role does the domain name system play in accessing websites? What's the work of DNS? Does it provide hosting for websites? Does it encrypt, hide data over the internet? Does it translate domain names into IP addresses? Or does it assign IP addresses to devices at home? We are waiting. Let's vote. Let's vote. Let's vote. Our vote. Let's give our votes. What is the function? What's the use of DNS? What does DNS do? Yeah, yeah. We're waiting. We are 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 waiting. Can we kindly vote? Okay. 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 We are still waiting. We are still waiting. We are still waiting. They are joining us on YouTube Live. We are waiting. We are waiting. All right. So in the absence of any, we don't get any. Um, we will still leave it on for the moment. You can still vote later. All right. So you said it when you come, you create a branch. The information is there already. So just make sure you read. That's important thing. Make sure you read. Read this instruction here on GitHub and read the one on blog when you download it. Sorry. You finish this stuff. All right. So if a recap, we just talked about front-end development, websites, domain, IP addresses, DNS, what they do. Um, we talked about private network, private IP versus public IPs, dynamic ones, static ones. We saw some examples of websites, saw how they look. Um, about the client and server, what they are. So we really really active a lot. Okay, so still waiting, still waiting, still waiting. Okay, so in the absence of any question, we assume the developers got what we are saying. So ladies and gentlemen, we're coming to the end of our class today. Introduction to front-end development. Um, to Okay, so we'll see next time they will be communicated on the Discord channel. But the next class will be for data analyst or digital marketer. So we are still planning on that. So if you are registered for any of those programs, also put your eye and your ear in the machine. Okay, in your machine, that's your computer system. Make sure you are with it. Make sure you are reading. Very, very important. Very important. Okay. All right. So ladies and gentlemen, let's call it a night. For people in Nigeria, for people in China, for people that are joining from any part of the world, later will be watching. All right, thank you very much. So please, before we go, just want to say to please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Subscribe there. So when you go, you like the video you are watching. Also subscribe to the channel itself. Tell your friends, tell your brothers, tell anybody. I understand. Just tell them anybody who wants to learn software development, marketing, data analysis, anyone. Um, we are doing it as our CSR now. So please, let's tell people about this program. Tell someone about the program. You can share it. We place the flyers in the Discord channel so that we can use it for um, sharing. So share it.
DM, people can see it. Yeah. Somebody called me today, somebody that I'd met since around the 5 or 6 years. He called me today because he saw the picture or the flyer somewhere. So please share it, and you like the channel and like the videos. All right. So any problem that we will have, we know the appropriate channel to use for our questions for this night. This one is front end. That's where you will see it, and full stack. You should see it in front end and full stack. So communication should be here, and the communication should be project based or class based. But anyone that is personal communication or fun, please come to the chat room session. You can enjoy yourself here, but here, please, here is work. If serious something is here, so let's not joke here. So very very important. Okay, so um should be calling it a night. Should be calling it a night. So I wish you all the best. Thank you very much for joining me. My name remains CreativeCoderJed. Um, say good night to you. Bye. All right.